Welcome to Left Turns, Right Hooks. I'm your host, Dan Lindsay, and now we're getting some NASCAR picks. I already got some NFL picks out of the way that the season's starting, but also starting this weekend is the NASCAR Playoffs, the chase for the Cup. It's got many different names, many different formats, but right now it's 16 drivers going for the playoffs. And if you're not quite familiar with how this works, it's going to be 16 drivers and that gets cut down to 12 after 3 races, and then down to 8 drivers after another 3 races, and then another 3 races, and it's down to 4 drivers. 4 drivers get to compete for the trophy in one singular race, which is a weird format, but we'll save that topic for another time. But being this is partially a NASCAR channel, I have to give you my playoff picks for this year's playoffs. So let's get started with the first 4 out. These are the first 4 drivers I believe will be eliminated. They aren't going to make it past this first round of 3 races, which starts this weekend in Atlanta. So the first 4 out for me, Martin Truex Jr. is top of that list. He doesn't have any playoff points, and he didn't get any wins on the season. He comes in with 4 playoff points, the one of the lowest totals of all the playoff drivers, and I just think he's going to struggle from the gate, which is unfortunate. He's announced his retirement, so it's unfortunate that Truex is going to be out here. But Truex is top of my list of the first 4 out. Also on that list are 200 drivers: Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman. I just don't believe much in their Hendrick motors right now, just given the fact that Ford is doing really well, and Chase and both Alex Bowman just haven't shown quite the moxie that they usually do every season. Alex may not even be in the playoffs if it wasn't for SVG and Larson just kind of having an early end to their day at the Chicago Street Race. So I think we got to really take that into account here. Bowman, I don't think he can last very long. Watkins Glen is maybe the key for him sticking around, but Alex Bowman on my list for one of the first 4 drivers out. Chase Elliott also joins that list. So 2 of the 400 drivers I do not think will make it past the first round. My final driver that I feel will not make it past the first round is Austin Cindric. Like Bowman, he not necessarily looking to win. He was just in the right place, the right time to win earlier in the year, but really hasn't made a lot of noise since. So he is the last person on my list to be the first 4 out. I'm not going to go round by round here, but I will give you my final 4 drivers. The 4 drivers I believe that will make it to Phoenix to compete for that championship. Those 4 drivers are Denny Hamlin. Love him or hate him, he's a great driver. He's been so close. I think he's definitely in that championship putt, all playoffs, and I think he'll punch his ticket to Phoenix for a chance at the trophy. His teammate Christopher Bell might be the biggest the biggest threat in all the playoffs. A lot of these tracks will probably lend themselves to him, and if he can get past that elite 8, the final 8, however you want to term that, a lot of people are talking about if he can make it into the final 8 there, he likely is going to win the championship. So Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin, both teammates for JGR, I think make the final 4. You got to put Hendrick driver in the final 4. Kyle Larson is arguably the best driver in the NASCAR field, if not the world. We've already had that debate the last few weeks. I'll leave better minds, smarter minds to decide that one, but there's no doubt that Kyle Larson can really go toe to toe with any driver in the NASCAR field, if not most of the world. And the final person I'm going to put in the championship for, got to put a Ford in there. Let's go with Ryan Blaney, defending champion. I think he just knows when to turn it on, when to be good. He's pretty good at a lot of these tracks, just like Bell is. So I think he makes it, and I think that makes for a very, very interesting championship race in Phoenix. My championship pick for you to hoist the championship trophy this year for NASCAR, that's going to be Christopher Bell.